Well, thank you, everyone. Now that Christine's told you who I am, let me tell you who I'm not. For the next 45 minutes, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't like MSNBC, Fox News, Hardball, or Hannity. I'm not an advocate or an adversary of healthcare reform or the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act. What I am is a business owner, like many of you. And I'm in charge of the employee benefits at my company, like many of you. And I need to know how this legislation is going to affect my family, my business, and my employees. Now, that's a daunting task. This bill is 2,409 pages long, stands over 9 inches tall, and weighs 19 pounds. And when we exhibit at things like this, we got to lug it everywhere we go. And I have 45 minutes, and I think I just used 2. So let's get started. All right, the first thing we need to talk about when we're talking about healthcare reform is there's 5 different definitions of an employee. And you'll see listed on the screen, there's 5 different provisions of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act listed, and they all have a different definition somewhat of an employee. So we need to first understand how many employees we have so we can know how these provisions affect us as employers. Let's talk about the employer's shared responsibility. And if you leave with anything today, this is probably, one of the most important parts. I'm sure everyone would agree. The tax penalty trigger, which is important. The tax penalty trigger for both the tax penalties, and we'll describe what they are in a moment, is one of your employees being eligible for the exchange, purchasing coverage in the exchange, and being subsidized. So your plan needs to be affordable, and it needs to provide minimum essential coverage with the minimum value, which means it needs to be a 60% value or greater. What you need to do now, if there's a checklist of things of what you need to do, I think these are it. Again, I tried to put everything, so you didn't have to take notes. I tried to put everything in this book that I created, which I'd be glad to send to anybody. Just give me your email. I'll send it out to you free of charge. It goes over everything we just discussed and more. What we try to do is we developed an impact report because we think these are the most important things for employers to know. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.